The concerns about the return of Starliner crew from the space station have become a discussion in every corner of the world. Here is a throwback to another mission, which is one of the greatest rescue operations from an even more dangerous situation in the space. A real survival thriller. The crewed mission, aimed to land on the moon, started its journey in 1970 from the Kennedy Space Center. The thrilling story of Apollo 13 started here. Saturn V rocket carried Apollo 13 with the 3 astronauts: Commander Jim Lovell, Fred Hess and Jack Swigert. Lovell and Hess were scheduled to land on the moon's surface on 15th April. Like we read in horror stories, there were some bad omens prior the launch. According to those who believe in superstition, Apollo 13 was affected by the unlucky number 13. They had to replace the command module pilot Ken with backup pilot Swigert at the last moment due to a German missile scare. Finally, the Saturn V rocket placed Apollo 13 in the proper orbit and it continued smoothly for 2 days. The crew even made a live TV broadcast from space and everything seemed normal. But then a message came to the ground control.
Houston, we've had a problem here. We had a pretty large bang associated with caution and warning there.
They heard a loud sound of explosion and then the warning lights started blinking. They saw something venting out into the space. It was the lifeline of the mission, oxygen. Oxygen tank 2 exploded after stirring. It's a routine procedure to get accurate reading of how much oxygen is left, as the cryogenic oxygen tends to solidify in the tanks. Oxygen tank number 1 also got damaged in the explosion, causing it to lose the gas rapidly. They were about 2 lakh miles, means 3 lakh kilometers, away from the Earth. 2 out of the 3 fuel cells got damaged. The control module systems had to be shut down to conserve its remaining power. Sleep became impossible at very low temperatures. Carbon dioxide levels rose with every exhale. Lunar landing was cancelled, and the safe return of crew became the mission. The crew moved to the lunar module, Aquarius, which was supposed to land on the moon. It had charged batteries, descendant engine and full oxygen tanks. The dangerous levels of carbon dioxide in the module was the next problem. Lithium hydroxide canisters, which are designed to remove carbon dioxide, were in the command module. But those square-shaped canisters were not compatible with the round openings in the lunar module. As per the directions from the support staff in Houston, they bridged the gap using plastic covers ripped from procedure manuals, duct tape and other items available in the spacecraft. The crew modified their path to a free return trajectory around the moon by making use of the moon's gravity to aim the spacecraft back towards Earth. They shut down most of the systems to conserve electricity and used the sun as an alignment star for navigation. The final concern was about powering up the command module again for the re-entry after its long shutdown. As the heaters were not working, condensation of water inside the module was an issue, and the crew had to wipe it off from the instruments. Fortunately, there was no short circuit, as NASA had already redesigned insulation in all the missions with the lessons from the Apollo fire incident. On 17th April, they prepared for the re-entry. Lunar module was abandoned upon entry, which was destroyed in the atmosphere, and some of its remains fell into the ocean. The re-entry path of the command module was delayed by 6 minutes than expected. And the ground staff feared that its heat shield had failed. And then, Apollo 13 with the crew splashed down in the Pacific Ocean safely. After spending exact 5 days, 22 hours, 54 minutes, 41 seconds in the space. The 3 astronauts lost a total of 14 kilograms in these 5 days. Also, this mission set the record for the farthest distance that humans have traveled in space. Why is it known as a successful failure? Lunar landing was failed, but S-4B booster, which had impacted the lunar surface, helped in collecting seismic measurements. Experience gained in rescuing the crew and the lessons learned from the failure guide to improve safety and mission assurance in all space programs. This showed a fine example of cooperation between ground and space. This great recovery of the crew from a more dangerous situation, says to the whole world to believe in NASA's words about the Starliner. Please subscribe to the channel for more such informative videos.